Uncle Kagi once said, with great power comes great big booty bitches.
What's up, guys? It's the Nightwing and Way of Life Esports coming at you guys with another League of Legends video here today, talking about the LEC 2020 Summer Split Week 5 thoughts and opinions. The LEC just returned this past week, and there was some games I want to go over. I think you guys have been really enjoying me breaking down specific games rather than going over every single team, because it is kind of hard to follow every single team if you're not really watching all the games. So the games I want to focus on this week was Vitality versus Fnatic, G2 versus Origin, and Mad versus G2. I'll leave the Fnatic one toward the very end since there is just one Fnatic game, while we have, literally two G2 games. But before I start the video, I just want to let you guys know that I'm going to be deleting the Way of Life Esports Discord. If you are part of that right now, then join the League Podcast Group Discord. That's the podcast group Discord that I use for all my, LOL podcasts you guys see every single week. Just join that one, because there's no reason to have two Discords when I could just, enable notifications on one Discord rather than having two. Just doesn't make any sense to obviously have two Discords. I just kind of realized that today. So, from every single video here on out, that Discord, the League Podcast Discord group, will be linked in the description box below. So I'm going to repeat this one more time. If you are in the Way of Life Esports Discord group, join the League Podcast Group Discord, which is going to be in the description box below of this video and all the other future videos for any League video, obviously. Or if you are already in that group on Discord, the Way of Life Esports Discord group, then the link for the League Podcast group is already there. I pinned it and put it in the comments so you guys can join from there. So you can either join from the Discord group that's already there if you are part of it, or you can join by the link in the description box below. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Just wanted to catch you guys up on that, and I'll enable notifications for it very soon. I'm gonna have to figure out how to do that, but other than that, yeah, everything has been going pretty good. Let's talk about the LEC. So Mad and Rogue are pretty much the best teams in the LEC. SK Gaming looks a little bit more mortal. I think they had a really good start, but it seems like they've been falling off at a certain point, but they're not exactly bad. Origin, this split, Origin beat G2 2-0. You're just thinking to yourself, what the flying fuck? Fnatic had a 2-0 week. I'm going to discuss that in just a moment. G2 went 0-2 this week. Misfits, they went 0-2. I'm pretty sure if I look at Excel right now, because I've kind of forgotten. Excel, I'm pretty sure they went 0-2. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they went 0-2. Wait, where are the standings at? Where the games at? Riot, where the games at? They just didn't show me anything. But yeah, Excel down here toward 8th place. Vitality didn't look that bad against Fnatic, and then you have Schalke, who is just Schalke, and they're trash. So that's pretty much it. So the games I want to focus on, I'm going to start with the 2 G2 games and the 1 Fnatic game that stuck out to me this week. So you obviously had G2 playing up against Origin, and normally this is usually a grand slam for G2. Normally, they've always consistently beat Origin. It's very rare that Origin actually beats them in playoffs or the regular split anyway, because Origin's playstyle usually is very much counteracted by what G2 normally likes to do. So looking at G2 versus Origin this time around for the LEC 2020 Summer Split, G2 took Kennen, Volibear, Kog'Maw, Ashe, and Nautilus. Then you had Origin take Malphite, Jarvan, Orianna, Senna, and Tahm Kench. Now, obviously, this time around, Origin is trying out their new support Jack Troll, because they swapped out Destiny with Jack Troll, and I think that Jack Troll has had a positive impact on Origin so far, but it's very hard to see what level of an impact he is actually having until they release comms and we figure out what's really going on. So, during this game, the name of this game was pretty much right when Alphari got 2 kills on his Malphite, then the game was pretty much over. Like, That's the easiest way I can sum this up. You know, I normally have some really big break, in-depth analysis of a game. I normally do, but this game's story is, none of the small carries can evade Malphite. You have Kog'Maw, who takes a while to get online. I don't know what the obsession is with the Kog'Maw mid in EU. I'm not really too sure what that is for. I just think that it's in a mobile carry without an escape. So a champion like Malphite, that's literally cog food for Malphite. You see what I just did there? So yeah, picking Kog'Maw mid, I was not liking that. Right there, once you saw Alphari get those 2 kills, he pretty much ran away with the game. He was easily ulting Perks, Caps, Wonder, and just basically one-shotting them. All you had for CC was the Kennen, and then you also had the Nautilus, but I don't really think that anything would have mattered, because right when you have champions like Jarvan and Orianna, they're going to easily be able to hold back the CC that G2 actually can produce, and it's just not going to really be enough. Now, as you guys know, Nautilus is literally first pick if you can get your hands on it in the draft rotations, right? And I don't really know what happened to Origin, because normally the Origin that we are accustomed to is just not proactive at all whatsoever, you know? But ever since they put Jack Troll in, they looked proactive. Now, we're going to have to see more games out of this to really give it an accurate, okay, now they can be proactive. But we saw, you know, Xerxes being proactive. We saw Nukeduck do the same thing, but it was actually pretty decent. Upset played pretty good. He played pretty good all week, though, so, you know, credit to him. He's been playing pretty well all split long, but, you know, Origin as a whole, before they got Jack Troll, looked pretty bad. And then you have Jack Troll. So, like I said before, there's nothing really much you can say about Jack Troll right now, because he just played 2 games. He did go 2-0 in his debut, you know, week on Origin, so that's also a good thing. But G2 has been pretty vulnerable all split long. Obviously, you guys know the perk situation definitely didn't help. And then I saw Thorin's episode with Perks and Upset. Yeah, you can literally tell, you know, what happened to him is still affecting him. I mean, it's gonna affect him. His dad died, so yeah, that is not gonna be something you're getting over anytime soon. I know exactly how he feels. I lost, you know, my parent 5 years ago, so, you know, that happened. And then you have G2 starting off bad. It's not about Perks as a player. It's more like what happened is an indirect problem as to all these issues G2 have. Now, you could also say, you know, the other players in the LEC have been getting better, and that's also true. You know, if you take out the life situation that Perks went through, a lot of the G2 players just have not really been, you know, as good. Now, it's just been more or less so in Wonder and Caps. I think that Jankos has been playing fine. I think that Mickey X has been playing fine, but Caps has not had that, you know, debut return back to the mid lane that a lot of the G2 fans, such as myself, and a lot of the fans that of the LEC wanted to see. They wanted to see the baby faker, obviously. So when you don't get to see your baby faker, then you're just thinking to yourself, what is going on with Caps? Now, obviously drafting Kog'Maw mid, I just don't think is a good ideal thing, you know, for G2. Their playstyle should not be around no Kog'Maw mid, no scaling. Now, if they wanted to attempt to play a scaling comp to show people that they can do it, that's okay too, but you know, when you need to get wins on the board, there's no reason to prove anything to anybody, because you just need wins on the board, obviously. So that's what I'm going through right now, is like, I'm really confused, like, what they're actually attempting to do, you know? You had Jankos attempting to make a play onto Jack Troll, and then later on, Upset gets the return kill onto Jankos. I mean, this game is all Origin. Alphari was in side lanes killing Perks. Like, look at that! Look at that shit! What the fuck, man? Oh my, he can't do anything. You can't do anything. He has Sunfire Cape and he has magic resistance. There's nothing those little small guys can do at this point in the game. Malphite will literally just flash ult you, do a little rolling thing he does, and you're dead. So yeah, congrats to Origin. They finally, during a split 2-0 G2, I mean, had to happen at some point, right? I mean, nothing stays the same forever. The next game I want to go over was Mad Lions versus G2. Now, this game in particular, I don't think G2 actually played bad. The issue with G2 in this game was that I think Perks got caught out on the Ezreal too much. And I also think that when you have a composition like the one they have right here, I don't really think the Cassiopeia is really needed, in my own personal opinion. Yeah, I know it does really well into Galio, and Caps was playing really well on the Cassiopeia to kind of shut down Humanoid, but he really didn't, because around 7 minutes in, Humanoid gets first blood. So that is obviously going to give him enough gold to get his Hextech Gunblade right there, as you see. And then now, like, the disadvantage that Cassiopeia was supposed to bring to Galio is pretty much mitigated. So with that being said, you know, G2, they got Dove early on, you know, kill went to Humanoid. Humanoid is pretty much the team captain, as we've heard in a lot of interviews and stuff like that. So looking at their composition, I think that Wonder wasn't really putting that much of an impact in his Camille against Jax. Now, they also said that they gave a rollmate Jax because they didn't think that he would actually be that good on it. So if that's a drafting error, then that's also a G2 problem in itself. You saw what Jankos just did right there. That's very uncharacteristic of Jankos anyway. Yeah, he did get out, but he blew his flash, his smite was down, he didn't get a kill, he didn't get one of their flashes either, so it didn't really matter. And normally when I always see Carzzy on the Kalista, he's always playing insanely well. That Kalista should be an insta-ban against Carzzy. Every single time this man gets this champion, he wins. I shit you not. This man gets Kalista, the team wins. And he just plays so much more different on this champion. Not saying he's bad at all, he's actually pretty good, but he plays really well on Kalista. Now you have Shadow, who I think will get MVP, or someone obviously on Mad Lions will get MVP. You also had G2 getting Dove again. Perks and Mickey X just not really playing well overall this week for G2. And I think that G2 at this point definitely need to figure out what made them strong, why they were so strong, and pick compositions around that to showcase their strength, because it's getting to a point, we're going to be in week 6, right? So counting this week, we're going to have 2, 4, 6, hold on, we're going to be in week 6, so that's 2, 4, 6, 8. We have 8 games left, so they really have to get their shit together, and by how close the standings look, you know, it ultimately shows that everything is really, really close, so you could be getting into playoffs off, like, a game tiebreaker, and that definitely is not something you want overall. Now, looking at how Mad Lions punished them, I really enjoyed what Mad did, and I actually enjoyed that they've, you know, solidified their playstyle, you know, letting Humanoid, you know, split push. That was an amazing play by Humanoid right there. He, you know, sidestepped the Cassiopeia ult. Amazing. Shadow was having a field day in this game. But yes, Mad Lions are the best team in the LEC at the current moment in time, along with Rogue. Now, it's kind of hard to judge who's the stronger of the two. I personally think that Mad Lions are just a little bit stronger than Rogue. Their playstyle is more explosive. They kind of know what they need to do around the map more effectively, and you get to see that. Now, if G2 want to, you know, obviously climb up the standings a little bit. Ooh, god damn, boy. Look at that shit. Humanoid, damn, with the fancy feet. God damn, boy. But yeah, they're gonna have to do something. Like, you know, I love G2, but I'm calling shit like I see it, my boys. I tell it like it is. You know, that's just me. I don't know what the fuck Jankos is doing, just randomly getting caught out, thinking he was gonna kill the Leona, and then they get collapsed on themselves. Oh my lord, it's horrible. But there was a few moments in this game where it looked like G2 could come back, but they're too far behind at this point. Their composition cannot function at this point based off losing that hard early on. Their composition would have worked if they had kind of stayed even and got into the mid-game portion where G2's comp, you know, accelerates around mid-game priority, around other objectives like dragon control and things like that. So having this early game composition with Mad Lions with the Lee Sin pretty much means that he has to get the game going, and he did. Now, you're not going to see it in the kill score, obviously, but when you have shit like that where Humanoid is literally just like in side lanes causing all this trouble, you know, then it's definitely a problem. Yeah, G2 did get a dive onto Humanoid. They did try things in this game. They weren't exactly useless, but they're too far behind. Like, a gold lead this much for what Mad Lions can do. And, you know, an LEC, it's not like the LCS where you just sit there and just do fucking nothing. You know, it's nothing like that at all. In LEC, give a team that lead, they win. That's just how it is, you know? Alright, so the last game that I really piqued my interest was Vitality versus Fnatic. So, Fnatic had not been looking that good. I'm sorry to any Fnatic fan out there, your team just was not looking good, you know? And they had a 2-0 week. True, they had a 2-0 week. But I don't know if you would really want to count that as a... I mean, on the scoreboard, it's a 2-0 week, right? But these games were atrocious. These games fucking sucked. I'm not sugarcoating anything. I give all the teams a fair play. These games were terrible. Piss poor dog shit of gameplay. I don't care if Nemesis looked a little better in his games. Doesn't really matter. He's been bad for the other 4 weeks. I'm not gonna let 2 games dissuade my opinion of him right now based off this week alone. Not gonna happen. But what I'll say is there was a lot of uncharacteristic mistakes. Like this play right here really fucked me over. I was like, wait a minute, they know better than this, because anybody knows better than this. This is just stupid. Alright, so it was where they got collapsed on that Baron. Where is it at? I'm trying to find it out right now, but I'm gonna just keep talking until I figure it out. So Vitality actually played really well in this game. They're probably kicking themselves for losing this game because they actually had a good shot at winning. You know, I'm not gonna say they all played insanely well, but Cabochard did. Cabochard, Comp, I think, built wrong for what he wanted to initially do later on in the game, because he was trying to be inside lanes and obviously, you know, kill an opponent so he could get pressure, but his build didn't reflect that, and neither did Comp's either. Comp's build on Ezreal did not reflect how hard he was actually carrying too. So like with Vitality, they need to better itemize what they're actually doing. So if they're winning the game, they need to prioritize all damage and go from that, because they're prioritizing like defensive items, and that doesn't make any sense. So because you're not even losing. Why are you prioritizing defensive? You're not losing. That doesn't make any sense. But there was this Baron play that Fnatic did. It was I think one of the worst. This was the worst Baron I've ever seen in my life. This shit was terrible, man. Like it was just pure unacceptability. Like it's just that bad. Where I can't find it to save my life actually. Yep, right about here. So around this part in the game, you're at 4 minutes into the game, right? So you had Hylissang baiting terribly, and then later on, Vitality just stole a Baron. Let me actually replay that again. Alright, so right here at this point in the game, you can clearly see, or they can clearly tell from Vitality's point of view, that Fnatic want to do Baron because their composition really does excel at Baron, because with those extra added stats, Kha'Zix is able to one-shot a carry on their team. So they definitely want to keep Fnatic away from the Baron. Then, because they're on a ward right there, when Nemesis passes that ward, they know they're going there based off their positioning, and they see Hylissang on a Scryer orb. So, with that being said, Hylissang, bad positioning, gets caught out. Fnatic, 50-50 Baron. Look at that shit. That is pure unacceptable. That is horrible. You're not being sneaky. Look at this, pun intended, obviously, right? You're not being sneaky. They can see you. Look at that ward right there. They know where you're going. Look at that right. They have wards literally in both these spots. What are you doing? And since you guys can't see my full screen right now, because I can't have it full because, you know, it'll take over too much of the picture. They have another ward all the way over here too. Well, you guys can see on my cursor. It's like, so they have literally a ward in right here, here, and here. They exactly know where they're gonna go because they know that Fnatic needs the Baron over their comp, because Vitality's comp can kind of work without the Baron if you really wanted to push it with the Ezreal long range poke, the Orianna poke. You have the Urgot for, you know, pushing the side lanes. You have the set for all in engage. Fnatic's comp is more of a isolation, long ranged split push that can work, but it's more revolved around team fighting and having Kha'Zix assassinate the opponent. But I do really think they played bad this week. You know, sorry, they played bad this week. You know, this was not a 2-0 week. You should be like, God damn, you know, I really played those games out. No, you fucking suck this week. God damn, this team is bad. If they lose both games this week coming up, I am not surprised whatsoever. You know, I mean, yeah, you could say Nemesis played a little bit better, but that doesn't mean anything. It really doesn't mean anything. Reckless and Selfmade have been playing great. Credit to them. Reckless and Selfmade have been playing great. But Bwipo and Hylissang have not, and neither has Nemesis. So, we're going to have to see what exactly happens. But that is just like, what is that? That is just horrible. It's just that Fnatic's players, even though they are playing kind of bad right now, they're just better than Vitality's players, so yeah, they're probably going to win no matter what, even if Fnatic do 50-50 Barons like that. So, yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. See you guys later. Like, comment, subscribe, most of all, enjoy. I'm the Nightwing, and Way of Life Esports is signing out. Also, make sure, join the League podcast group in the description box below. I am deleting the Way of Life Esports Discord. There's no reason to have two Discords. I'll just put up notifications on the League podcast group. So if you are in that Way of Life Esports Discord group, I am discontinuing it after about, well, what did I say, like 2 weeks? So in 2 weeks, I'm deleting that group. I am leaving it. And not using it anymore. Be in the League podcast group. Peace out, guys. Have a great day.
Like and subscribe to the channel for more stuff.
Yeah, thank you.